Friar doing Celtics and Red Sox this time of year for us. All right, a convincing win for the Celtics in Game 1. They were 8-point underdogs around there, according to Vegas. Were you surprised at the outcome of this one?
Yeah, knowing that they're 8-point dogs, absolutely. I didn't realize that actually going into it, Yianni. But to see them jump out to a big lead, battle a little adversity, and then come back and win by 22 points, it's a great sign, especially on the road, too. Forget that. If they just did it at home, that'd be a great sign as it is. But to see what they did tonight against Giannis Antetokounmpo is huge. I actually got his name right, by the way.
There you go.
But he's an explosive scorer, 7 for 21 from the field. That's help defense. That's Al Horford. Marcus Morris stepped up too. Very impressed by what they did on the defensive end.
Yeah, 22, but it didn't even really feel like that many. 3 block shots for Al Horford on the day. Such a balanced effort. I mean, Jason Tatum didn't even have a particularly good game. Kyrie got his, but in the flow of the game, you mentioned Horford, a great game, Jaylen Brown, and Gordon Hayward. This is the team we all expected to see all year long. Sure enough, they're flipping the switch, so maybe the whole regular season didn't matter, and here we are.
Yeah, I think so, and one of the big things with that, too, is Horford was battling injuries throughout the course of the season. It was his knee that was bothering him, and then we see him come out tonight, and he's challenging Giannis in the paint. And it's not just the block shots, which are great. I know he had 2 in one play, but the big thing with him is there were times where Giannis is going to the hole, and he's denying him like a brick wall. I can't remember ever seeing Al Horford do something like that, and I feel like Giannis has a little extra size on him, certainly a little more athletic than him. To see him stop him like that is huge.
Yeah.
And then in terms of the offensive flow, yeah, that was, I mean, Hayward's efficient, Brown's efficient, all of them were around 50% from the floor. I know Tatum was off tonight, but it's going to happen once in a while. That's why you have such a stacked lineup.
Now, without being a prisoner of the moment, is Tuesday a must-win for Milwaukee should the Celtics go up 2-0 back to Boston?
Yeah, I would say it actually. I think that the Celtics go into this one right now, and they're out for blood, because if they go and take this one, then yeah, you're going to take the wind out of their sails. But now you don't just have home court advantage; you have wiggle room at home court too. You can afford one mistake, and you're going to be fine. So yes, I would say absolutely, this is a must-win for the Bucks right now, especially for Giannis, who has to be down on himself after his performance.
Yeah, an MVP candidate. All right, let's switch gears to the Red Sox. If the Bruins and Celtics weren't so prominent right now, maybe we'd all be going a little bit more crazy about the Red Sox. But it's been a month now. I asked you a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, where you were in terms of if you were worried, and you sort of hedged your bet. Are you worried now?
I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being miserable, I'd probably say this is at an 8. Right now.
It's kind of high.
And I'm probably being a little conservative when I say that, too. Look, Chris Sale's 0-5. I didn't realize that coming into the day he was 0-4. I know he had a fine start. 2 of his runs were unearned today. But one day it's the offense, one day it's the starting rotation, and then the next day it's the bullpen. It's never the same thing over and over. If there was one issue, then maybe they jumpstart things and then they get moving in the right direction. But this team is so disjointed. And I think the best representation of the whole thing, Yianni, is Jackie Bradley today whiffing on that fly ball.
That never happens.
Never happens. I mean, it's a tough play on that one, don't get me wrong, but not that tough that he shouldn't get a glove on it. That was not the Jackie Bradley Jr. that I know. That's one of the strangest plays I've ever seen.
So it seems like after every loss, Alex Cora and the guys don't really have an answer, and it's like it's going to get better, At what point do they need to win 8 of 10, 9 of 11 to jumpstart this, or are they just going to sort of hover around 500 and then all of a sudden it's going to be All-Star break and they're 10 games under 500?
They're playing better than they did, obviously, to start the year. I mean, at the beginning of the year it was brutal. Now they're, getting a few wins here and there along the way. And I know they just lost 2 in a row to the Rays. Obviously, that Friday night game was rained out. But what I can't the thing is, Yianni, I'm telling you that it's a different thing every single night, and I think that's what they're noticing too. So there's really not a one answer to how to fix things right now, because starting pitching has been better to an extent, but then again, the bullpen one day can go and just fall right in its face. And David Price is one of the few guys right now who's been consistent. He didn't get the win the other day. He gave 2 runs in 6 innings. That should be plenty good enough. Last year, I mean, you're taking that all day and twice on Sunday. JD Martinez has been good, but by and large, Bogarts has been good too, in fairness. But by and large, really the only thing to be excited about with this team is the fact that Michael Chavis is here and he's hitting home runs left and right. That's it.
Seems to be swinging for the fence every at-bat. Are you okay with that approach? Or do you want him to start spreading it around a little?
He takes monster hacks, and you know what? I don't mind it if he's not striking out a ton. And you know what? Even if he is striking out a fair amount, then at least he's hitting home runs. You can't say he's not getting his right now. So, that's part of the new approach now. I know Chris Bryant was big on that, and he's been a big part of that movement. So is Josh Donaldson, too. Ironically, both third basemen as well. So, I don't mind it too much, Jan. You can afford to have guys like that in your lineup.
All right, he is Nick Friar. He joins us on Sunday nights as well as Tuesdays. You on this Tuesday?
I will be.
All right, thanks so much for joining.